Greetings all, it's Shardvixen here, and today the vlog is about my writing. Okay, mine. Nobody else's, just mine. It's one of my hobbies. I haven't been able to do it a lot because this is the bad shoulder. This one bothers me sometimes too, but I'm right-handed, and so writing is an issue, and then typing on top of it is an issue, and playing video games and doing all those other things. So forget the mess you see behind you. Of course, you wouldn't have known it was a mess till I told you. But today's cleaning day. It is August the 19th, 2017. I did my hair. I'm getting ready. We'll be coloring it soon. The red popped out as I was bleaching the blonde purple out. So that's kind of cool. Got some green in there. I think what I'm going to do is, sorry, my eyes hurt. My skin hurts today. Is I was thinking about doing threes, so a bunch of color here, a bunch of color in the middle, and a bunch of color in the end, but since this is how I wear my hair a lot, I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, today I was going to talk about my writing. I write short stories. I write poems. I write like what would be, they're poems, but with the idea of them being like a song, but they're in a story, so you would never hear them as a song because I don't write the music part of it. I have written the songs in my head, little kid songs, you know, like you do nursery rhymes that have a beat to them, you know, that go through like, so I'm going to do one. I got a little girl named Rachel, Rachel, Rachel Rain. So that's, I would make songs like that for the kids I would work with. I got a little boy named Bobby, Bobby, Bobby Joe. And then I would sing it to them when they were little. So, or kids I worked with. So I would do those kind of, very monotonic, kind of bouncy, bum, 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 bum. The moon is out, the stars are up, it's time to go to sleep. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, my whomever. Sometimes it's boo boys, sometimes, you know, the Sandman comes and sprinkles dust upon your little eyelids. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, my baby. You know, to keep them, to entertain them, but, that's nothing I do is like over the top of the wall spectacular. It's just good enough. And that's okay for me. Just good enough. So I've written one complete novel called Rice. Which is I'm probably mangling the pronunciation of it, but it's supposed to be a Norwegian word that means journey. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the discussion down below. In the comments, tell me the truth. That's not how you pronounce that. I'm good with it. I looked it up because I wanted something different than journey. That one is totally completed. It just has to be edited, and I'm a little slow on editing. I don't like to edit. Didn't like editing my thesis. Don't like editing my stories. I thought what I might do is I'll read you a poem that's in a book, well, story, that I'm writing on Facebook. Now, I haven't gotten input on chapter 6 in there. It's a rough draft. But I thought I'd read the poem. Then I'll read you one of my short stories. And then I'll just pick a random story and tell you about it. Because I like my stories. I enjoy them. I read them myself. I go back and I still enjoy them. So, look. There's Adele, the fuzzy kitty. But writing, I've been writing since I probably could write. Literally. I wrote, you know, little stories when I was really, really small. Drawed a picture to them and wrote. I wanted to be a writer, like I wanted to write, and then I wanted to direct movies with my stories. My plan in the far future, in the next 10 years, which are going to be like that, because that's how it is when you're old, is to take my stories that I write and then animate them myself, or should I ever have the money, hire somebody else to animate them who can do an even more spectacular job than me. We all have art that we love. We all like certain ways things look, the ways things sound, the music. But then a lot of us will go with what someone else likes. Because that person, maybe they're influential in our lives. You know, so like, for me, it's my daughter or my son. If they say, oh, Mom, you got to listen to this, or you got to watch this, or you got to read this, or you got to look at this, I will, because I love them. I may not follow those people. Again, maybe I'll never, maybe I'll never read that book, another author or whatever, but I will give one chance, and then if I really like them, I'll read them. Same thing with video games. Somebody tells me about a video game. So I'm going to be reading, which means you're going to get a lot of this look, or a lot of this look, but very little of this look. So, you know, I just want you to know that. Okay, so the first one is from a story that I'm writing on Facebook called The Cage. It's actually just called Cage. And it's about a goddess who gets caged through science and then gets ripped apart in the process. But because she's a goddess, she doesn't die. But pieces of her go into all kinds of places. And at the beginning of the story, as you come into it, there's a song that keeps being sung throughout wherever you are in the storyline. You never actually hear the song, but there's a point where you come, I don't know where, but someplace I'll put it in, and they will be reciting pieces of the song. Like, it pops up periodically, and it's kind of the treasure map to the pieces of the soul of the goddess that they need to uncage. And Oren is the hero of the story, who has to go and do so. But he doesn't think he's the hero. He's been told he's not the hero, that he's training the hero, who ends up being the villain. So, because I like to explore different things when I write. I like to explore logically, you know, you follow a logical realm, a line, you know, like there's a clue and then you follow that thing. And I like that. That's what I like. I like logical ideals within illogical things. So the crazy logic is what I like. It's called crazy logic. When you find logic within illogical things or crazy things, it's called crazy logic. Okay? So, here we go. So you're going to get that look, like I said. It's called The Song of the Cage. And I might have to actually lift it up because it's hard to read with no glasses. Love and hate swim together, chasing around in a spiral. Hate created the cage. Cage will be released by love. For the cage to be opened, keys must be found, and return to the womb, pain and love, hate and rage. She cries for hope, she yearns for freedom, she waits for love, but love may be hate. Hate needs to be harnessed, kept as a friend but watched, met with a lover's keeper, hero to find a stone. Hidden among the line which kept wrong and right apart is the jewel needed to move on to the next choice. A weapon is needed. And actually, in there, you would have the chorus. She cries for hope. She yearns for freedom. She waits for love. But love may be hate. That's the chorus of this particular song. Because I designed it like a bar song. Like you would hear in a bar, like the Renaissance bar. Or, you know, medieval bar or something. You would hear the song over and over. And there would be the chorus. A weapon is needed and crafted to... A weapon is needed, crafted to kill love, to be wielded by love, in the name of love, crafted from a sprout, which once sheltered love, grows all alone, and it's the greatest one. Okay, so it's a really long poem, and I'm not going to read all of it, because the idea is that it gives clues in the story where they find each parts of the soul. But none of the characters at the time, the beginning of the story, know that that's what this is. They don't know that. Only one character does, and that character can't talk about stuff because that character is part of the inner course of the goddess, the caged one. And then you find out who the caged one is, and the story goes along. So that's my poem. It's not one of my better poems, not one of my worst poems. It'll probably get dressed up. I mean, there's some more. It says, written about morrow then, and made to be pages, those which can be turned and have been bounded, bound by lost and lost tomorrow then, to be found again in the morrow now. Then the chorus. Creature roams the world, beautiful to see, ecstasy to touch, made to wear and bring luck. A hunt beyond imagination, sorrow when killed, shoved and weaved by slag to bring luck and fortune to all. Some of the words wouldn't make sense because they're about creatures in the storyline. I'm really, really into this huge fantastical background of stories. I have two types of stories I like. I like post-apocalyptic stories for me, and I like really futuristic fantasy space stories, but have a connection to a past, like our past or some other past or whatever past. Great space stories, great fantasy stories. That's what I like. I like those kind of stories. I read those kind of stories. I mean, I read what I guess would just be basic sci-fi. I like Isaac Asimov kind of stuff. I told you that. So now I'm going to read you a short story. I might get to the whole thing. I might not, because I'm trying to keep my vlogs more, short. Because I'm trying to work on some channel stuff. I'm trying to get the schedule with live stream and the gaming stuff down to a T, so it's not like I'm spending all day in front of my computer, because it's wearing on my body. I need to get out and do other types of activities. Winter's coming. I know it's not yet, but I'm not a real, here it's okay, but I'm not a real winter person. I don't like the short days, long nights kind of thing. It's not my thing. Alright, so this one's called Second Stage. It was actually written for a contest. I didn't win. They sent it back. My writing isn't grammar, that's not even a word, grammatically correct all the time, because I like to change it up so it has a flavor of not sounding like I spoke it or someone else in the world spoke it. And a lot of times people don't see that. So my eyes are crooked. You ever noticed that? Is it just me? Am I just crooked because I sit crooked? I'm a crooked person in a crooked world. No. Alright, so here we go. Plop, plop, plop. Noise and drops. Sounds exploding in my head, making my jaw ache. Opening my eyes, colors assault me like spears of light to my brain as it scrambles to decipher the input. My tongue feels heavy and dry. I find myself sucking on my tongue and swallowing repeatedly to get the saliva flowing. I try to recall information as I figure out where I am, opening my eyes wider, but what I see is confusing. There is a picture I see makes no sense until the realization slams into my brain. I am upside down. My arms are hanging by my sides, slumped in front of my chest. I register in my brain that my head is tucked into my chest and my neck, which meets my shoulders, is resting on a surface I cannot name. My hips are over my shoulders, and so that my butt is in the air and my tails are... What? I don't have tails. What's going on? I don't have tails. Deep breath. I'm dreaming. I'm hallucinating. I tell myself, just close your eyes and take another breath. Everything is so alien. But the tails are too much to take. Panicking, I move my hands. Oh no, I'm feeling like I'm gonna puke. Okay, breathe, think. Okay, deep breath. My head hurts, thrumping with my heart beats. I feel double beats. No. Pushing with my leg, I fall over backwards. I lift my hands. Oh no, what is happening? Panic is setting in with shock ramming up behind it. I am not looking at my hands. I see 2-digit, thick, covered in flexible small needles on each hand. After a few dizzy moments of accepting a fact that I'm not sure what is going on, I see that I have 6 hands. I don't remember having 6 hands. What is happening to me? How could I have 6 hands and not remember it? I decide to take further inventory and get it all over with at once. Checking my body and watching the tails wave in front of my body, I count 6 of them, and a trunk of a body that ends in one big toe, foot. I am the color of mold, black, green, a yummy color. Well, that was an odd thought. Okay, calm. I'm hungry. That's a nice, solid, real thought. I focus on that. Why am I thinking about hunger right now? I need to figure out where I am. What happened? Looking up, I see red vines and red lights shining through. The light hurts my eyes, so I look back down. No toes. Okay, this can't be a dream. I've never been hungry in a dream. The hunger is so real, so demanding. I just can't remember what happened. I concentrate on the last memory before waking up. Okay, so what is the last thought? Green images, red blood, covered in shadows of black. Smell of blood? Then nothing? Did I die? Is this my afterlife? How come I can't remember? Maybe it's a dream from something I saw, something I imagined. I started to panic. Oh, 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 stop. I give myself a command. I need to center myself. Who am I? Okay, let's center on that. Something to eat. Lying on my back was a bit uncomfortable, so I rolled to my side. I used my hands to explore myself. I'm not wearing any clothes. I take inventory, make a list. Helps calm me. I don't know why, but it does. I feel on the top of my head. I feel no skin, just the same needle-like fur or hair, or the same on my hands. And, ooh, horns or something coming out of the side. I slid to the ground and let go. Oh, wait a minute. The side of my head. Horns. A very sharp point. Razor sharp. Wait. Shouldn't I have more than two? I am sure I had horns before, right? Horns. Okay. Just not the right number. Noises. In my head. Concentrate. Make the sound stop. I touch the surface I'm on. It feels spongy. I am feeling really hungry. Focus back. I'm finding out where I am. I see big black pieces of some substance around me. I reach out with hands and tails and realize I can use both to get a picture through my senses to get the picture of where I am. Okay. I can't read the whole story. I don't have enough time. I'm sorry. It actually, second stage is in my Facebook, which is Eliza Jane Bout. If you search me in Facebook, it's also in my description of about me in YouTube. You can read that story. Like I said, I've been writing a long time. It helped me through some really bad times. Writing did. I've written, just so you'll know, I have the start of over 50 stories. I remember every one of them very clear when I sit down to write them. They're like, I don't know, like pictures of something that have floated around in my brain. Anyway, so that's it. I hope you kind of found that blog interesting, maybe not. It doesn't really tell you a whole lot about me per se, but it is about me and how my brain thinks. I do love to read out loud, so maybe if we could do a vlog where I read stories out loud. I was thinking in the kids, on my kid channel I might do that, but I might do it with little puppets. So, I don't know. We'll see. My son has a beautiful voice, so I'll probably use him a lot. Anyway, so I'm out of here. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. I'll catch you on the flip side and see you next Saturday.